So I would say there's two factors, right? One is that in any kind of a credit business, data and experience really helps, right? So as you know, typically when you start off, the access to capital which you're going to have is going to be expensive, right? So like no bank will, without having customers, without having a credit model, some track record, most banks will not be supporting you. So then automatically that means that your source of capital is going to be expensive. Now, if you want to build a business with a higher source of capital, automatically you'll have to charge a higher rate to your customers to begin with, at least, right? Secondly, invariably in the early time or early years of operation, your risk is also going to be higher because you don't have a diversified enough customer base, you don't have a perfect credit model, so you will lose money also potentially more in early parts of your cycle than later. I do think the credit businesses are all about scale, right? So if you continue to scale up, slowly your sources of capital will diversify. You will start having more access to bank financing, which is obviously cheaper. Your credit models will improve. You will have a more diversified portfolio, so your loss rates go down. And once that starts to happen, you can obviously pass on those savings to your customers and effectively start bringing down the rates, right? Now, beyond this, I think when it comes to certain sectors in India, they are also identified as priority sectors. So agriculture is, for example, a priority sector, or exports, for example, priority sectors, right? Because the government is trying to really promote these sectors. So at some point though, as an organization, if you really want to get to that 10% or 9% or a very subsidized rate, you'll have to engage with the government, because the way that 10% rate is getting offered, it's getting offered because there's a subsidy. The government is bearing the cost. And unless you get that subsidy, it's extremely difficult to be able to get to that kind of a pricing in the market. So it's a factor of both. I think as you scale up, automatically economics start improving. But then beyond a certain point, I think, tapping into that subsidy and tapping into the schemes which government has will enable you to be able to sort of offer even more.